Hey, welcome to another edition of the E3 with Larry Ice video series. I wanted to pick up this time with one I call Spiraling Time. On this one, I want to pause and take a look at chronology again and how it relates to the Revelation. As I pointed out earlier in our study, the Jewish calendar follows lunar cycles. And as I'm confident you're aware, the Jewish religion is full of holy days and feasts. These happen each year. Rosh Hashanah marks the new year, remembering the day God created Adam and Eve. The Passover, or Pesach, is celebrated in the spring and remembers the liberation of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt. Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement, when repentance and forgiveness are expressed. In addition, other special days occur at various regular intervals. Most familiar, of course, is the Shabbat, or Sabbath, which occurs every week. Each of these special days, along with all the events of history, are seen as markers or signposts, helping people to remain connected to the cycle of life and history. And understanding this is an important key to grasping the flow of the Revelation. Generally speaking, everyone in the world sees time as a linear progression. In the world's view, time runs in a straight line from past through present into future. The past is over, the present is a point along this line that has never been before and will never be again, and the future is to come and unpredictable. Here are some things Jewish writers have to say about time. Eaton Press, writing for the Huffington Post, said, Rabbi Natan of Breslov, an 18th century Jewish mystic and spiritual leader, teaches that time does not progress in an exclusively linear fashion, that the past, so to speak, repeats itself in the future, but in a new form. According to the teachings of the Torah, history does not unfold along a timeline, but a time spiral. Eaton goes on saying, movement on a spiral implies growth. In traveling on a spiral, there is circular motion revolving around a center, but it is also combined with an internal movement, a vertical movement. You don't come back to the same place you started, but a similar place along the spiral. According to Rabbi Asher Resnick, the Jewish model of time is a spiral. While time is certainly moving forward, it progresses ahead specifically through a seasonal cycle. Each year we pass through the same seasonal coordinates that are imbued with whatever spiritual potentials were initially established within them. Similarly, Rabbi Adam Zeff asks, what gives us the courage to step into the new when so much is unknown? He answers, the ancient rabbis gave us a gift in this regard when they set aside the view of time that sees it as an arrow shot from a bow, inexorably leaving the past behind and barreling into the future. Instead, they saw time as a cycle, a spiral. As we walk along the path, we see patterns recur and familiar signposts come up again, even as we are never precisely in the same place we were when we last passed by these markers. The Revelation, written as it was by the Apostle John, who was raised in Judaism, contains references and allusions to past events and earlier writings. To me, the 7 segments of the Revelation reflect this spiral view of time. Given this understanding of the flow of time, it would seem almost counterintuitive to anticipate that the events and visions depicted in the Revelation should flow in a linear chronological fashion. Rather, I see this view of time as almost presupposing the use of multiple perspectives. As time progresses between the first coming of Christ and his return, we come around again and again to the same plan of God. As we traverse history in such a spiral fashion, we find that as it progresses, the same patterns of events, from creation and birth, through slavery and bondage, to warnings and plagues, and finally to judgment and exodus to freedom. I hope you've enjoyed this one and gives you something to ponder. Grace and peace to you until next time. So long.